Welcome to part 2 of our set review of Wonderland Dreams. And today we're going to be looking at Shadowcraft and Runecraft. Starting off at Haunted House.
Countdown 3.
So much flavor.
I thought this was okay. Works on skeletons, but I mean, no ghosts.
It's pretty. I think it's kind of cool.
Seems pretty good to me.
Like 1 mana is pretty cheap, right? So you don't have to
Yeah.
just play it on turn 1, right? You play it on like turn 4 when you have like a pretty decent board. It's pretty.
Seems like you could pretty easily get, 2, 3, 4 triggers off this, right?
Yeah.
Which is good value for 1 mana.
I don't think it's terrible, but at the same time, I think just inconsistent. You know what I mean? Because you need to have like a board. You need to have like a situation where this card will be good. Like you don't ever want to play this on turn 1. I wouldn't think, because it just doesn't. It really doesn't make sense to you.
When I see it,
Yeah.
I'm like having this in tandem with like Bone Chimera.
What?
I mean, with Bone Chimera, you get like so many skeletons,
like
and then
with
you're getting
Catacomb,
ghosts.
right? You can
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
with Catacomb stuff. You can like, yeah, board space would be an issue, I think, but I guess you can manage that. It just seems at the same time a little bit inconsistent, but I think this could be powerful, including ghosts. So yeah, every time you can like, you can go. Yeah, you play this with it on the like with a Catacomb or something. Thing is, I feel like the decks right now, the current mid-range Shadowcraft decks that are really top tier, are so streamlined that I think it would require something pretty insane and like really, really powerful to kind of play in that deck. And I don't think this is definitely cute.
It
But
might
I
be
think
a bit
might-
too low impact.
Might be a little bit low, and it might be a little bit not as. It's not going to be insane every time, right? It's not. It'll be like there will be times where this card's like just like, oh, this is a dead draw, kind of a dead draw.
Do ghosts have Storm?
Yeah, Ghosts have Storm. I don't know, actually. Maybe like Ghosts are pretty good. Tough to say. I wouldn't run 3 though. It'd be nice to just have like as like a bullet or maybe a couple. Just to, like,
Definitely want to try it out. See how it feels.
Okay.
I think this card is a mansion.
I don't know what Tin Soldier is.
Tin Soldier, I think, is a 4/5 that you can evolve it, and then it'll kill something or deals damage to something. Let me look. But yeah, it's a 4/5 that when you can evolve it, and it'll do 3 damage to an. So this is 7 mana, 4/5s, with one being a pretty powerful. Has a powerful evolve ability, which I think it seems pretty. But it's 7 mana. Play points. So I think this card's really good in Take 2.
Definitely has impact, yeah.
Really good in Take 2. Like 2 4/5s for 7 is.
For constructed,
good.
it might be just too expensive.
Yeah, constructed, like this competes with Ektar, right? And obviously Ektar is way better than this card.
Yeah.
But this is pretty good card. I just don't think I'll see it in constructed. I think in Take 2 this card's really good. This card is like a very powerful card in Take 2.
Okay.
I wouldn't like I think it's like a 3 out of 5. 3.5 probably out of 5.
3 out of 5 bones
too, which is like this is like a favorite sports team baseball cap on the hat scale.
On the hat scale.
Okay, next. 4 mana 4/3.
Yeah, I'm not really liking this roll side for Shadow. Just doesn't seem very powerful at all.
I just don't like the art, and I just don't.
Also
that
don't like the
automatically
art.
just turns me off. You know, I don't even want to look at this card right now.
I mean, for the cost, is it well stacked?
This is kind of weird. Like because this is
4
in
cost for
Shadowcraft,
4/3.
but it also like buffs your neutrals. But I think it's also kills all your Shadowcraft stuff, which
Do
is
you ever want to do that?
yeah, if you have like lurching corpses and pendants, I guess. Lich generators.
Yeah.
It needs such a good board for it to be good.
Yeah,
But
otherwise
You'd
it's
have to
so
have such a weird board in
Now
play.
I mean, the problem is those like lich generators. They cost 3, right? So you only have
Yeah.
one of them out.
Art is just kind of entirely mediocre, like the art.
I mean, I guess
Don't
it's pretty good tempo if you played like the 3-mana Lich generator. And
play
then
attendant. You could play like Wise Merman, Ethereal, with the Lich generator. If you play this, that's like
that's a lot of stats.
a lot of stats.
Yeah.
But again, right? You need to have.
You'd have to have the
that
nuts
kind of
draw.
sequence. You have to have that kind of sequence for it to be like, oh, this
Yeah.
is good.
Pretty weird.
Yeah, I like it.
High maintenance.
High maintenance, and this caterpillar doesn't deserve that kind of. If it was more pretty, I would. All right, next card. Kind of like, I think this card's pretty sweet. Kind of
Yeah.
like the, it's kind of like what's it called, the draw spell that they have right now.
Yeah.
Conversion
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
creature, which I
Which
think
is pretty
is
playable. It
upgrade.
was.
Upgrade. Right?
It's better
So
than
the card
that.
is played a lot. I see that card played a lot.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of this in
This card
constructed.
is this card will
as
be
well.
like a. I could solely see this.
Drawing 2
Just
is
the-
crazy. Like
Yeah, drawing
drawing
2.
1 would be like
Yeah.
pretty good, right? I feel like.
Yeah, this card is.
Why is it
Tons
draw
of-
2?
Tons of resources. I don't know. Pretty
I don't know,
reasonable, I think. And it's
lots
a
of,
body too, right?
Yeah,
Lots of high
it's-
value.
It's crazy.
I guess you need to have a creature in play, but at the same time,
But that's like your
not-
whole. That's your deck. You're good
Yeah.
with that. I don't know. That seems really good.
card seems very, very good. This is like it's a pretty like A tier card, honestly. It's like an 80% card.
I wish this was neutral, honestly, because then I can play
Dude,
it in
everybody has
Blood
access
or
to it.
Forest or any other deck. Yeah,
Wait, which one are you guys talking about?
Demon Eater.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very solid.
It's really good. Surprised they printed that. It's weird.
I suppose I printed it as a bronze.
Next.
Skeleton Ogre. Whenever this follower attacks. It's a lot of necromancy. I just don't think like this like anything with 4 necromancy has to be like insane. Like I think, right?
Yeah.
It is
Like,
a
you don't
1/4 for
attack.
2 though.
It's like a 3/4 for 2, but most of the time it's just gonna be a 2-mana 1/4. I mean, if you do something
Which
with,
is
like,
fine, right? Kind of.
It is fine.
okay, maybe if you have that card from the other set that makes all your necromancy stuff free, that legendary from the other set, Minth.
Mhm.
Maybe you could build a deck around that, and this could be like a payoff card for it. Maybe like Minth aggro. Where you can play this on
I
4
don't
with
know.
this in play.
For those stats, I think that it's a very legitimate threat.
4 necromancy is like that's not a easy cost to.
Yeah, but it's also a permanent game.
It's too expensive.
It's kind of expensive, and you're taking away from your really
Yeah,
powerful
your
necromancy
real
plays, like
necromancy, which you
FNR
count on to win the game.
and like Soul Squasher and Death's Breath and all that stuff. Like
And you can't
those are
dump
more-
you can't dump in 4 into this thing. You'll never get your breath off.
I think breath is probably more important.
Alright.
Yeah, I don't know. This card seems really expensive. Could be good. I could see building a deck around like a really bunch of creatures that have powerful necromancy effects but are expensive, and then you have like stuff like Minth that kind of like if you play like this and then you play like there's like the other goblin that gets +2/+2 if you have necromancy 4, and then you play like Minth on turn 4 and pass, and then like this thing becomes a 3/4 and the other thing becomes like a 4/5. It's like that's actually kind of pretty sweet, but Yeah, you have to play test it to see.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stats. All right, well, let's see. Usher of Sticks.
I mean, for
Necromancy 6 is a lot.
a 2/2 for 2, it's pretty good.
You only say that because you like the art, Dan.
Maybe.
Good art. You not like the art, Jeff?
I like the art, but at the
I
same
know.
time, I mean, the effect is so like
It definitely
I,
helps the card. I'll
Well,
tell
it's
you.
it's a late game card, right?
I feel like this text is like just kind of irrelevant. I don't know.
Late game.
Necromancy
If you
6?
if you didn't
And you have to have
didn't
something
dump your
that's-
necromancy into something else,
And you have to have something huge die for it to be good. Like something
Yeah.
like
Yeah, but I mean, there's ways of like having a bunch of stuff die.
the thing
And
is,
then,
it's just
the
like,
like
question
bring it
is,
back.
what do you want to bring back?
Ektar. I could see Ektar would be like the biggest thing.
Like, is that? I mean, you could just draw him, right?
Because this is like
Right.
a Neff card, right?
Is it even? Like Neff isn't about necromancy though. Neff doesn't have any ways to build.
Yeah, but
necromancy,
it's
really.
like you bring a bunch of stuff out, and then everything dies, and then you bring something back.
Why do you
I mean, I
need
guess you
something
just-
in your hand, though?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, for
And
two,
if
you're
for
playing
two
this
mana
is-
on a
turn eight,
card,
Like, it's targeted draw, right? In a way. So, I mean, it doesn't seem that good to just draw a card, but the point is it's targeted draw, right? So if there's some kind of real combo that you need, this could really get you there, right?
But,
You
like,
have to build a specific thing that you're trying to get.
and I just don't think that's something that is there. And for Necromancy 6,
Like, it wouldn't be Ektar because he already spent your necromancy, right?
yeah, so it'd be
I
something
think
like
I think it's absolutely fine with some
it
kind
would
of
have to
shadow
be like
control.
it would have to be like a
right?
different type of card. It would have to be it would like this
Yeah,
card. I think
it's
maybe
not a
probably
shadow
spending way too
aggro
much time
kinda
on it
thing,
because we're
right?
trying to figure out what you can do with this. I just think it's far too narrow, and
Which
Honestly, I
is
feel like-
good if you're narrowing in on something, right? I don't know
I
what
feel
that
like
would
this
be.
text is like really kind of irrelevant. Like honestly, yeah. I mean the games are gonna be different now because obviously, like
I thought you were gonna say, yeah, the art's good, but
yeah, the art's pretty good.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, I don't think we want to think too much about this card. This card, yeah, it's just I don't
Four-
even want to think.
4 mana, 0/3.
How
Bane.
does that even work?
Oh,
Zero
baby.
attack Bane. Does that actually kill anything?
Yep.
No, it doesn't.
Yep.
It has to do damage, doesn't it?
It does? No way.
Pretty sure it does, man.
That's why I'm wondering. Like,
I don't think
maybe it doesn't actually kill anything.
Bane in Shadowverse.
What? I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
you
it kills whatever it attacks. No?
I'm pretty sure it doesn't if it doesn't do damage.
They have to do damage, I think.
So I mean, for 4 cost, I don't know.
Thing
It-
is, a draw
Even
card.
even if it does kill it, is it
That's
worth it?
yeah, like you kill a creature, draw a card. I think that's really good.
Yeah, but I mean, this is worse than Thief in a lot of cases.
Not
Not really.
Not really.
More stats.
I mean, Thief is a 3 mana 2/2, right?
It's a 4
Yeah.
mana. Probably more often than 1/2/5. I'm pretty sure Bane doesn't kill anything. Pretty sure you have to do damage.
You have to buff it or something? Make Bane
Yeah.
work?
You have to use like Oros.
No, you have to
or-
evolve it. I think that's the thing. You have to
Oh, evolve it.
And it's kind of like it's a 2/5 for 4.
Draws your
When you
card.
can have
That's-
like
I mean,
a
A
4/4.
I mean, honestly, evolving it is not terrible.
Yeah.
yeah, for
it's
an evolve point.
It's a pretty good evolve turn, right?
yeah.
Because it kills the thing. It has 5 health, so it probably survives the unevolved
You'll
thing
draw
it
a
kills,
card.
right? And then you get a card. It doesn't seem that terrible. And then how does he kill it, right? He has to burn removal on it, or he can't evolve into it.
Yeah. I think this card's a really good take two.
Yeah.
I think this card's a pretty good take two card. Like,
Yeah, be really good in take 2.
Can you see it in constructed?
No. I think in the beginning it's a 4-mana 0/3. Like it's just that's
Not too good.
I mean, if you don't use an evolve, it doesn't
if you
seem
don't
good at
use
all.
an evolve, and it like kind of needs an evolve for it to be kind of average or slightly above average. And
You don't
yeah,
want
I'm
to be
not-
having too many of those
you don't want
cards.
to you don't want to be like you don't want many cards like that where
Yeah.
it's so where it's like if you have an evolve then it's good, but if you don't it's kind of garbage. Yeah,
Playing
this
like
card-
3
it's pretty
cudgels
expensive.
and 3 lions, you don't want to be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Read that.
Oh boy, look at this card. Siren's Tears. Oh, why are you crying? Right? What is there's so much text, I'm fucking crying, man.
Okay,
It's the
so
neutral stuff.
Destroy
I
a
don't know.
random. My god, it's just like this seems just bad. I mean, I've already read like
The second I read neutral, I'm like, yeah, garbage.
so it only triggers
okay, so
if
you have to have a Shadowcraft neutral in play, and what it does is it sacrifices the Shadowcraft card and then takes the attack from that card and gives it to the neutral
yeah.
as attack and defense. Right?
So I mean, if you have Mordecai,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
but it's like, why would you ever want to play this in a Mordecai deck? Honestly, it's just like, ugh, this card is just bad.
Wait, it's an amulet.
It stays in play forever, right? And it triggers every turn, right? So
Oh, it does trigger every turn.
So like, I mean, if you had Mordecai or you have like, a Lich generator, right?
Come on, let's be real, man. It's Mordecai. Mordecai or boost.
You give something
That's
plus 5
so
plus 5.
narrow. So narrow.
But it's
way
at the
too
end.
narrow.
It's
need, like,
not
a
just
bunch of
give
neutral.
something. You have to give a neutral.
Yeah, so you have Mordecai in play. You play a neutral, and it gets
Like
huge
Goblin
automatically.
Princess?
Yeah. It seems like a lot of work to make a big goblin or something.
Yeah, why not just kill them with Mordecai? Straight
Just
up.
Yeah.
kill him with Mordecai.
The thing is, you can't. Like, Shadowverse games don't last long enough for this thing to be good, right? Like, if the
Yeah.
game was super long, then this would be really good, probably. But
It's just like I feel like you dilute your deck because you have to play. You would not want to play multiple because having a bunch of them is not good, right? It's a redundant effect, right? I guess if you have like Mordecai, it would kill Mordecai like 3 times and then give it plus 15 plus 15.
oh, because you have multiple. No, that can't be a thing, right?
No.
That'd be pretty
think
funny
That's-
though.
It's just the thing. It's like it's really waters down your deck having to run this card because it's just like an amulet that doesn't really do anything by itself, doesn't impact the board in any way. Yeah, it's just
There's better sacrifice effects.
yeah. There's better, and it's just better ways to spend your time than trying
Yeah.
to think of a deck. Even though the art
Okay.
reflects
4 mana 4/4.
how I feel about that card.
Necromancy 6 to evolve it. If you evolve it, it can attack.
It's a 4/4 still,
And wait, and it summons itself again
so it's like Mordecai basically.
if you evolve it.
It's evolved, yeah.
It's like a bad Mordecai, because you
Like a
have to keep
bad
using
Mordecai.
6 Necromancy.
Yeah, you have to have 6 necromancy.
So okay, so if you
A ton of necromancy.
wait, if you evolve it, it's still a 4/4, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
If it was a 6/6, I'd be a little more impressed. The fact that you evolve it and it's a 4/4 still.
And then does the start of your turn use so
Okay, so you play-
the last words thing has to survive
to
the
be-
opponent's turn, right? Like it's not like
Yeah.
Mordecai in that sense. Like if he kills the last word spawn, like he kills this and the next one in his turn, it won't come back, right?
won't come back. Yeah. Mediocre.
Yeah, it's
I
a
think
lot
it's
of
pretty good.
necromancy.
A lot of necromancy. Too much. I think this card's pretty meh.
Okay, Black Swan. 6
I
mana,
don't know
5,
what.
4.
I think
I'm not.
Odette is
What's
the.
White Swan?
I think the White Swan heals everything for 2. Does the inverse of this, so instead of dealing 2 damage, it heals all of you.
Okay.
I mean, I think these cards are pretty good in general because it's like a ton of stats. Like this thing is a 6 mana 5/4, and then you also
so it gets
get
a
another
free
body.
evolve.
Yeah, the other body gets a free evolve. That does.
No, this one gets free evolve, right? Does evolve this follower.
Oh, I thought. Well, let's see what does Greya say? Like Greya is also like that. So whatever Greya does is
I don't know. 6 mana is pretty damn good.
Yeah, I think this is a lot of value.
Called Greya.
GRE. Yeah, it's so it's a 6 mana 4/5/4, and then you also get a 6 mana 4/5. So it's like
Greya says evolve it, not evolve this.
okay. So it probably I would assume this is it involves this creature. So
Yeah, it evolves
You
this
get a s-
thing. So you get a 6/5 rush
and a 4/5.
and a 4/5, and then you deal 2 damage to all enemies, right?
That's
I mean,
insane.
this thing's a board clear, like
Are you
easy.
card right? Like this card's insane. You get a 6/5 and a 4/5 for 6 mana.
The White Swan is not evolved, right?
Not evolved. but
No.
So you would
Doesn't
have to
matter.
manually evolve that if you wanted to heal, right?
Sure.
it's like insane.
Will do.
How is this reasonable? Why is this thing 6 mana? Like Greya was 8 mana, it was like really good, and this thing's 6 mana.
I mean, it's an easy board clear, right? I mean,
Yeah.
without even spending an evolve point, it's a board clear.
I mean, if it was 2 damage to all creatures, then I'd be like, alright, sure. There's a drawback.
But it's the enemies too, so it goes face as well.
Yeah.
That's bonkers. How is this card reasonable? Like what? Am I missing something here? Cost right? 6 mana 5/4?
Good picture, too.
No, the picture's great. I love the hair. I like that color hair.
Summon.
Well, I think this card's insane. This
Yeah.
card's like, I mean, this is like a card that I think you people can build around and play with in the deck.
And it's easy to get, too, at gold. I mean, it should be platinum, honestly.
Well, let's look at the next platinum.
That does seem pretty nuts.
I read this card, and it's very specific. I don't know
Yeah, you
what's
gotta
going
play
to use
like
it.
you gotta play like a pure neutral deck, and then it's just like a cheaper Mordecai, basically. Like a 1 mana cheaper Mordecai.
But it's banish all shadow in your hand and deck.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Wait,
of,
is this a neutral deck thing?
yeah, this is like a neutral deck.
Yeah.
So you want to not have that many Shadowcraft cards in your deck. You don't want too many in your deck.
So it's
just-
you get Mordecai in a neutral deck with a slight advantage, basically.
yeah,
Okay, fair enough, right?
pretty good.
Makes sense.
Mordecai's good.
Yeah, great card to have in your deck,
It'll
right?
require a lot of building around, but I mean it's good payoff, obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
I honestly don't. I think it's too much work, but
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
I'm
if you're
cynical like that.
building a neutral deck with Shadow, you'll definitely play 3 of these, I would think, right?
yeah.
I mean,
Last
Yeah.
last card. Look at this card. What is this? What is this guy up to? This seems like it should be a Bloodcraft card. Why is this a Shadowcraft card? Poisoned Apple of Rebirth. So it basically gives something a 1-shot Mordecai.
yeah.
card sucks. Give it two trouble. This card's bullshit. Why is this card so bad?
Really?
I think this card's terrible.
What if you play it on a really fat, like a neutral legendary?
What if, indeed?
I mean,
you
it's
play it
really
on
good value,
insane-
right?
They play it on Bahamut. It's
Bahamut,
just
right?
Like, do you really need to give Bahamut a last word to someone? It's just like a win more card at that point.
Yeah, it's kind of win more. Kind
And
of,
it's just
but
And it's like you have to run. What? You're gonna play 3 of this in your deck? It's just like, ugh.
I don't know. Maybe there's an interaction out there that we're just.
well, there's a
not
lot of
seeing
there's a
yet.
lot of great 8 mana neutrals, right? Aren't a lot of the insane legendary neutrals like 8 mana?
There's like Odin, Lucifer. Gilgamesh should be kind of interesting. But the thing is, you gotta give it last word. It's just so much. It's just like it's not even like. This card is very mediocre. This card
You
is
still get
bad.
banished, right?
There might be a combo.
It's not just about banish. It's just like it's so. It's like if you're playing good cards, like you don't need this to make those good cards better, right? Like the thing is, this will make it like a. If you need this to make your Bahamut better, it's
Playing
just
it
like-
on Lucifer is pretty sick.
This thing is Lucifer's already insane, and 8 mana is a lot, and like Shadow generally doesn't play that type of game,
Yeah, it's very late game.
very late game, and you also have to have like this card in your deck, so you have to have like 3 of these, or maybe like even just one is like.
No,
do
I
you
think
really-
this would be a one of if you ever play it.
Like, would you really ever just want to run one of these? I wouldn't.
If you're
ever.
going super late game, maybe, but yeah, it's pretty
Even then,
inconsistent.
Yeah, this is way too. I don't like it. I think the cards.
Okay. Let's go
Run.
to Rune.
Craft. Hope they give them some good stuff this time.
Okay. 2 mana, 2/2.
Draw a card if the number of usual cards. Oh yeah, I read this.
Well, it's
It's
pretty
okay.
good. That's good value for the
Good value.
draw.
2 mana, 2/2 draws a card. It's pretty nice, obviously.
Could be fun.
Yeah, I like it.
You definitely play it in the neutral deck.
You played it. You have a neutral rune deck. Yeah,
Yeah.
you build this.
Definitely play that. That's what a lot. That's the problem with a lot of these. A lot of these cards in this expansion is that they're just like auto includes. If you're gonna play a neutral deck, right?
You gotta play a neutral deck.
There's
It's
not much
just-
more to say than that.
Is playing neutral a trap, though?
I think
Will
it's
it ever be top
think it's-
tier?
thing is, classes are good for a reason because they have
Yeah.
like payoffs, right? They have like, like you play dragon, you want to be able to ramp, so you have like that's why you play neutrals in that deck, right? So you can just like play a very early Bahamut or a really early like insane neutral bomb, like your Sahakriel, right? In any deck that like most of the neutrals in general are just kind of like stats, like right, big stats,
Mm-hmm.
and which is good but it's only specific to like if you want to be like a kind of like aggressive, kind of tilted deck, right? So that leaves you kind of vulnerable to decks that
Yeah,
play
just insane mechanics.
like good powerful mechanics, right?
Alright,
If you're
maybe,
just gonna
maybe
play, like,
we should
vanilla
just
stats-
hold our judgment of neutral cards until we review the new neutrals. 'Cause maybe
Okay.
they amp that up too.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, Grimoire. If I ever see discard all in your hand, I don't know.
This thing's so weird. Like, do you ever play an all follower deck?
I mean, with this card, I guess you could, right? You could play like all neutrals, right?
Yeah, I
Right?
guess.
I mean, I feel like if you just play like all the neutral followers, this thing.
I mean, it's a lot of draw
a lot of value. 3 mana draw.
Why
Pretty
would
good.
you play it in neutral?
because they don't have spells.
You don't have as much spell. Like the main mechanic of Runecraft is spell boost, right? So you want to play spells to make your spells cheaper. This card discards all the spells in your hand at the end of your turn, so it's not like play this on turn 3. You're gonna have to say goodbye to like all your spells. Instead, It is kind of it is
Pretty
a lot
pretty
of
low tempo, but
a lot of cards.
maybe that's okay.
Draw 2 is a really interesting. It's a good text line, you know.
You have like the polar opposites in this text. Whenever I see that, whenever I see that.
That makes me feel good, but at the same time. So yeah, this is a hard one to evaluate. I mean, if you
If you play an all follower or heavy follower,
heavy follower, neutral kind of deck that utilizes neutral.
yeah, because
synergies
you're not
and
gonna
everything,
play a heavy follower rune deck, right? I don't think.
it wouldn't make sense.
I mean,
like
you could though.
thing is, like those decks are like playing what, like it's usually like a Daria, right? That's like a Daria deck.
Wait, no. Would it be Daria or would it be just Runecraft like golems?
But those are like spells, man, aren't they? Like maybe in an Earthright deck. I guess you don't play that many spells in Earthright.
Like
I'm pretty
any
sure the
spells that you
golems
have,
are
you play
spells.
like right away, right?
The golems are spells. That's the
Like
thing.
the Earthright stuff can be like
You
one or
could
two
you
spells.
could dump your spells first.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this card requires a lot of effort, but it is draw 2, so it's powerful.
I think you'll see it sometimes. That's a lot of draw. Body, not bad.
All right, let's see. Apprentice Sword Mage. Goliath stats: 4 mana, 3/4. +1/+1. Cards in your hand. Okay, so it's like a 4/5 if you have a bunch of neutrals.
What?
Whatever.
Is that even that good?
4/5/4 is not bad. It's like above the curve.
Yeah, but it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's too vanilla.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. Be boring.
dude. Guy.
Yeah.
Last words. Carbuncle.
New
Opens the
card.
cards in hand. Very cute. I like it. Like, I think.
What other spell boost mechanics is this competing with?
Well, I mean, it's playing. You would probably play in the same deck. You would play like Craig. Craig is like it's like a 2 mana spell boost a card in your hand. But this spell boosts all the cards in your hand.
Yeah.
Which is really good. So
It's easy to
maybe-
just run into something.
Maybe you could play like a Daria deck that doesn't actually run spells, that just runs a bunch of followers that buff spells, and maybe like the most minimal amount of, maybe only the most high quality of spells you would play, like Insight, Fate's Hand.
And then you just make sure to dump those.
Should dump those before you play the Grimoire.
But essentially, yeah, this does work with Grimnir
But this boosts
or Grimoire.
all the cards, right? So you kind of want.
Yeah, this is really good. This is like a powerful. That spell boosting all the cards in hand is really. It's pretty good.
And this
Like an
it's a
aggro.
2
spell.
mana,
I'm not a-
two attack creature, right? So
Yeah,
it's not like you're gonna get super behind on tempo either.
I think
Like,
it's
I'm
really
not-
good.
I'm not like a huge rune player, but this card does seem like something you would play in a Daria deck.
Yeah, easy 3 of.
That's where draw a card.
I
mean-
what?
It costs 1.
Because it's an Earth.
Oh, it's an
Sigil,
Earth Sigil. Okay.
so it'll get consumed by stuff. So it's like a 1 mana cantrip.
Fine.
Sweet.
It's good, right?
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, it's
I mean,
totally
it's
fine.
alright. They have like the 2 mana the one that with a fanfare instead of a last word, but maybe this is just better because you generally want to. Maybe this
It's just
might
really
replace
easy
that.
to play, right? Fill in your
Yeah,
turn.
maybe you play this rather than the other one just because it's 1 mana, and I think because you're generally consuming, probably be better. I don't know. We'll see. Number. Let's see. The Gingerbread House. And Fairy Deal 2.
I don't like it. 3 mana.
Earth Sigil? Yeah, it's an Earth Sigil. So, I mean, you gain 2 life, which is not completely irrelevant, but going from 2 to 3 is a big difference. I think.
The
Like,
3
it's not
mana.
better than
It's too
the
expensive.
hot fire flame whatever thing, but I think this thing can't compete with that.
It's
honestly.
doing so many
I mean-
different things at the same time.
There's a 2 mana Earthright spell, Fanfare will do 2 damage to an enemy follower. So this is basically that, but you get 2 life, but for an extra
Yeah.
play point.
I feel like you're
And I
not really. You don't really want that, right?
Yeah, you'd rather be efficient. 3 mana for an Earth Sprite is pretty expensive. Or Earth Sigil is pretty.
Okay.
Whoa. Randomly someone who has. I mean, it's kind of cool. I think this is really good for Take Two.
Yeah.
Like play it.
That's a lot of tempo.
And like you just tempo some guy out with that. It's like insane. Can't say I feel the same about it in Constructed.
Yeah, me either. It just doesn't seem constructive.
Yeah. Okay.
Ward.
Yeah, this Shadow Mage actually looks really good.
Yeah, this card seems really sweet. Oh my god, this is like actually like really good. Like we were talking earlier about like it's like a Daria deck that doesn't use actual spells. You just use this thing, right? This makes your Daria 4 mana right away. But it's 6 mana. It's a little bit slow.
Decent stats.
That's the.
It's a ward.
Very interesting. Honestly, this might be better in like
good,
a
actually.
It might be better in a D shift deck, just because shift's all about playing defense.
Yeah, I mean, a strong ward like this is really rare.
Yeah, like you play this, evolve it. That's a big body.
Yeah, this is pretty big.
And it has insane spell boost. Like it does, it does so much stuff.
I think it's extremely relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this card's.
I'd be happy playing this.
Yeah. Alright, next. Lenardian Mage. Excellent thighs. Little panty show too. Guys.
They're really trying to hype this card up.
They up their game here. Got the panties now.
What's the thing in the top left? Is that a griffin riding a unicycle? What is that?
I'm just looking at the panties, man.
Oh, no.
The bloomers. Can't believe we have a panty shot here.
Deal X damage to enemy.
Wow,
Another neutral card.
There are neutrals in hand.
This is like I think this is really good.
Sick in hands too.
This is like
this
a really
storm? What?
This is
You
a
can
really
go
good
face.
Alright.
This is like a really good neutral payoff card. Like if you want to play like neutral rune, this is like a neutral rune payoff card.
Can you actually play it in a regular, like non-fully neutral deck though?
I mean, at that point, it's kind of underwhelming. If you're not if you're not killing anything with the fanfare, it's not good enough.
Well, if you play a 7-mana 4/7 storm, would you play that? Not really.
No, not really.
More attack is too small, right?
7 mana 4/7? No, good, not bad, but no. You have blade.
That fanfare is insane, though. Like if you get like 3 damage on that, you're good.
It's really. This is a payoff card, right? I like what they're doing. This is like a lot of.
It's gonna be a crazy meta, right?
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of experimenting. Because it's just like we don't know which class. Like we looked at the other 2 classes, right? We saw like Beauty and the Beast, and we saw like I was like, oh, this is like a pretty decent payoff card, and like every craft right now has like a payoff card to be like deck. So
yeah,
we'll see if that pays off.
One of them's gonna get through, right?
Yeah, one of them will get through.
But then it kind of sucks because there's only gonna be one.
I mean, Dragon
a lot of
neutral was actually pretty damn good even now.
I honestly think it's
kind of curious.
I think it's Sword because Sword has Cinderella, and I think Cinderella is really good.
Yeah,
4/4 is pretty insane.
I don't like how you'd have to include those cards in that deck though.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
Like it's not like you can choose. Like if you're playing neutral rune, it's not like you can choose if you are gonna put this in or not. You know.
Well, I mean, you have to choose to play neutral rune to begin with, honestly.
Yeah.
Rather than
So
like
that's the
dark.
choice, right?
wow,
That's fair
this
enough.
next one seems pretty damn good.
So as a 2 mana, you get a 2 mana 3/3 ward, and then your hands, you put 2 more in your hand, and then you. Damn, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's a lot of golems.
So that's basic, like enhance. Like the ceiling of this card is you basically get 3 1-mana 3/3 wards in your
For 2
six,
mana.
for
like,
6 mana.
Yeah,
for 6 mana.
Like,
For 6 mana, you get 3 1-mana 3/3 wards.
I guess you gotta compare that to the Shadowcraft territory with zombies. And those are what,
Zombie
2-3
Party?
wards?
Oh, Death's Breath is 6 mana for. Well, you get it immediately. This you can't.
3
You
wards.
play it on 6. You won't get him all in your hand. You won't get it in play.
Yeah, that's really expensive, isn't it?
Pretty expensive, but thing is, Earthright is generally really. I just like that it's flexible, right? That you can play it on turn 2 and then you get a 2 mana 3/3 ward for next turn, and it like can also like. It can also like trigger like spell boost and stuff, right? So it's not maybe just strictly an Earthright card. Like you can play it in like a spell boost deck. I don't think it's terrible, maybe. And then 6 mana, you get 3 in your hand, and then
But it's really low
Yeah.
tempo, right? Like
really low tempo.
you're
but
just gonna spend your whole turn putting that stuff in your hand.
drawing a bunch of stuff in your hand. Like you can do it on. Yeah, it's pretty low tempo. Wait, is Conjured Guardian? I want to make sure these golems are actually 2 mana.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
if there's
I
zero
think-
cost, that's a big difference, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they're 0 cost. I think they'd be 1. But even so, I feel like this could be very tough to deal with.
Yeah, they're 2. They're not gonna be 0. All right, whatever. Move on. Card is meh.
Yeah.
Abomination Awakened.
Whoa.
Ooh, cool card. 3 mana 6/6.
What is this? What's happening?
Can't attack.
This is like a really sweet D shift card, I think. Because D shift
Increases
usually
to 9
keep
during
like this might be better than Levi in the D shift deck.
Fall.
Increases to 9 during your turn. So you have to start the turn with less than 9, and
Yeah.
you have to draw during the turn, right?
Draw, yeah. Which happens a lot in D shift. You get to 9 very easily in D shift. Play D shift. I think this card is
Man,
So you play this. It's really cheap, right? So you play it, and then you play a draw spell, right?
play like yeah. You can
like
spell boost-
Grimnir?
No, you play. I think you play this on like 3,
Oh man.
and then you just play like a normal D shift game, and then you just like go crazy. And then,
Oh, you
like,
just
this
leave
thing-
it
this
on the
thing-
board?
Yeah.
No,
and then-
seriously. Is there a way to do like turn 3 this, turn 4 Grimnir, and activate it?
Why would we need Grimnir?
Because it draws 2.
Oh, the Grimoire. Oh,
But
Yeah.
that was end of turn, right?
No.
yeah, isn't it? No, it's a fanfare. It's fanfare, draw
Fanfare?
2. And the end of your turn, you discard all spells. Yeah, maybe. But the thing is, I mean, yeah, maybe you could do that.
But I like what Jeff's saying about you just kind of play this and have it on the board. You don't need to activate it straight away.
Yeah, you have it on the board, and then you just have like you play a normal D shift game, and you normally will get to like 9 cards very easily when you play that game. And then once you pop this, I mean, it's a little hard to consistently pop, but I think correctly, I think this card.
So if you
This
have
is-
it in play and you just draw, you just naturally like with your normal draw card, you get to 9, and it
It'll
just
trigger.
immediately hits everything for 3, right?
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
it becomes a 6, and it's just like a 6/6. Like probably, then you probably hit face at that point because it's been in play for a while, right? So
It's kind of like a delayed board clear. If you have 8 cards in hand with this on board, then you're gonna board clear them as soon as your next turn starts, right?
yeah. Dude, are they trying to make Runecraft just don't want to have spells in their deck? Like, look at this next card. Draw cards until there are 5 in your hand. Obviously, very good. Change the cost of the spells. So it makes all your spells don't have spell boost cost 1, which is like pretty insane.
So
That
it's gonna be
means-
mostly the ones you draw, right?
I mean, ideally, but then like the things most of the spells without spell boost in Rune are like mutagenic bolt.
Wait, does without spell boost mean that tag, or they haven't been spell boosted?
They can't. They don't have to have. They can't have spell boost in their
Right.
text. So stuff like, yeah, like I guess Golem Assault, because Golem Assault doesn't have spell boost, so it makes it like 1 mana. I guess if you have stuff like Dance of Death, right, it'll be a 1 mana Dance of Death.
The body's not bad. The last words is okay, so you kind of want to play all the stuff you draw immediately.
Yeah, and hope
Right.
Hope she doesn't die. Really.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, the fanfare is powerful. Like that's a really powerful fanfare.
But it's like, are you gonna replace Dario with this, or what?
I don't know. Like I don't play enough Rune to really be like, oh yeah, this would be like. I can't see the synergies right away, but draw a card until there are 5 cards in your hand is not ain't nothing to scoff at. That's for sure. Like I don't know. I kind of want to play Rune. I kind of want to get into Rune next.
But this is the complete opposite of the last card, right? Like one wants you to have like a full hand. This one wants you to have no hand.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, how many Runecraft decks like burn through everything in their hand, like in the first?
But
4
those are
turns?
usually Daria decks, right? Because
The first 4 turns? I don't think so.
like Daria is all about playing
I mean,
your hand
this is-
out and then playing Daria and then
This
playing
card is a
everything.
huge refill. This is a comeback card in a lot of ways, right?
Well, turn 4, you're usually gonna do your.
I don't think you'd play it on 5, really. Like,
Yeah.
this is...
You want to be able to also utilize the spells that you draw, right?
This could have a huge tempo swing on
Like,
the board,
imagine
right?
if you draw like a bunch of burn spells, right?
Yeah,
draw, like,
you just
Demonic
like
Strikes
you
and
decimate
Dance of
his
Deaths.
board just by playing this, right?
Yeah, it could be. There could be like honestly, I want to fucking start playing this set, man. This set actually looks way more interesting than the last set.
They're doing a lot of cool stuff. Like
yeah,
all these cards are super complicated, right? Like,
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Like, and they all kind of you fit in different styles. Very.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's very tough to break the current archetypes, though.
They're gonna be broken.
They're gonna be.
It's gonna look so different.
So the game will look different for sure.
There's gonna be some scary stuff.
Excited, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Actually, pretty hype. Like last set was a little more vanilla, and it turned out it was kind of just it was a pretty big snore fest for a while, just because of like it was just Shadow and Dragon, and you try to do anything else, it was just not.
I hate
Here
it.
at least, I think it'll still be like the powerful stuff that we're doing this meta is still going to be a thing, but I think there's just going to be a lot more variety. Like it's just going to people are going to be a little more creative, and I think it'll actually take a little more time before the meta settles.
Yeah, it'll take quite a while. A lot of things to test out.
And it's just it's not even like it's just right like it's not even about being like super like top tier. It's just about like trying stuff out and seeing if it's actually good, right? And I like that.
Yep. All right. That's all
Cool.
for this one.
Next time we'll do the other 2 crafts, which are what exactly? Doing Blood and Dragon. I feel I can talk about these classes. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
See you next time.
All right. Good night.